So the Reservoir Dogs then of the pit lane are the Laverty boys, and I'm joined in pit lane by John Laverty and Michael Laverty. Well, I know you guys couldn't hear that, but you were making some pretty bold claims, Michael, about how fast you are on the opening lap and first into the first corner. John just sat there being his calm, cool self, you know, very modest, but you apparently are a demon off the start.
Apparently so. No, actually, I do pride myself on being quite good at that. I can find openings in the first lap. Even today, I went from 6th to 3rd in the opening lap. Knockhill have been from 20th to 7th in the opening lap. So
John, he's doing it again.
Yeah.
Where's that big head helmet?
Carry on, sorry.
No, I do feel it's a strong part of my ride, and I can do that. So I must have been just bigging myself up.
Now let's talk about the dynamic between you guys, because the Lavertys are quite a unique family in that the three of you are racing. There's another Laverty who, well, he didn't want to get involved in motorcycle racing too much, did he? But you three do go out racing. How does that work as a family? How interested are you in each other and what you do in the races? Is it a case of do you separate into like your own little worlds at the races, or do you talk? Do you swap information, or how does it work?
No, we talk loads. Me and John being in the same paddock, every weekend. It's like having another teammate out there. So it's been tough for me today having John going against my teammate in the Relentless team against Alistair for the last spot. But yeah, we have a good relationship, and we do with Eugene as well. And their brother-in-law Philip is Eugene's crew chief. So it's a great big family thing, and we all help each other out and look for each other's weaknesses, try and help each other wherever we see we can really. And I think John's the same really.
Yeah. I mean, this weekend's been a bit different for me. Usually I'm quite at the sharp end, but in 17th in that first grid position was just terrible totally. And we made a good shot at it. We had a fairly good race until the incident. But hopefully this race we're starting in a much better grid position in 11th. So hopefully we can capitalise on that, make one of Michael's demon starts, and get right up there in the mix of them, because I feel that we're making the bike better every time. I mean, in qualifying we had unfortunate luck of a rear unit. The shock actually collapsed internally, so there's not a lot you can do about that. But we've corrected all that and found our problems with the bike, and we were fighting in that race, but we're just lack of setup due to a slow weekend. And I reckon this race the bike's going to be better, so a nice start will help.
Was it a case with you then that you felt you were a session behind?
I'd say a day for definite. That's what my chief mechanic's saying. That's our ideal starting point now for like a Saturday, which is usually a Friday, because really we just threw settings at it where we're chasing something which we didn't know the problem was, but it was rear internals broke up. Plus we had a chatter issue which we were blaming on the chassis, but came down to electronics as well, so you can get a bit lost with your problems, and we definitely did. But we give a good account of ourselves in that race whenever we did get the problems ironed out. We just need to go a little bit better in this one.
Now, we heard in a bit of tape there about Eugene, and he's known widely as Norge. How much do you two talk to him over a race weekend? Does he sort of stay out of the picture whilst you two are racing? Do you talk to him when he's on World Super Sport duty? How does that work, Michael?
Yeah, we do sometimes. Like if Eugene's seen something in race 1 on the telly, he's back home watching it. If he's seen something that he knows will help me, he'll phone me and tell me straight away, or tell me something I need to fix with the bike, or fix with my riding style, or approach a corner different. So yeah, it's always good having all eyes and smart eyes. Eugene's very, very in depth in his analysis of stuff. So he's quite good to have on your side if anyone's going to find something wrong with how you're riding a bike, he is. So yeah, it's good. It's nice whenever he's on site as well, because you can only see so much on the television, and if you're at the side of the track you can really help each other. I think to a certain degree we would do it as well for Eugene. I've helped him in the past, as we talked about in the interview, and Kyle Amby last year I was able to help him, and we do. It's good. You can get caught up in doing your own thing, and it's nice to have a third person's perspective on it, especially someone with that level of experience.
Who's the better rider out of you two?
Need the same bikes.
Oh, no.
Yeah, that's the thing. To be fair, I think the Kawasaki's wouldn't be the same package I have on my Relentless Suzuki. I think John does a good job, and I think we're quite even. Each of us have our different strengths, and yeah, I wouldn't like to call it. I think John could give me a good race on any day, and the same way back. So yeah, it's a tough one.
I don't want to be this a question to you and the question to you, so I want you guys to chip in for the next one. But let's look at Eugene now in World Super Sport. The pair of you obviously follow him as closely, probably more closely than we do, of course, on British Eurosport. But we follow Eugene incredibly closely. Your thoughts on his performance this year, because that is a really tight, close championship out there.
Yeah, we said in that video clip we done together that Eugene's strengths is he races against himself. His strength is that he races against his own lap timer, and that as a racer is so frustrating because he never thinks about the rider behind. He's got a single mind in that way, and he can just keep chipping away. And you can see that people think they've made a little bit of ground on him at times, like Sofoglu. I can't remember the race. Do you remember? Was it Mazzano where it was real hot, where he roasted his front tire?
He just kept riding away from him.
And he let him chase him down until he wasted his front tire, and that is so demoralising as a racer. So Eugene's got that strength is a big thing that helps him along.
Did that help him in Portimao then? Because he touched the engine casing on the curb and dropped off, rejoined the race, but fought his way back to 11th. Does that help in that scenario? Do you find that as racers, that if you're racing yourself, you go out there and you're not really worrying too much about what everyone else is doing, you can just get your head down?
Yeah, I think you can do to an extent. I think that day in Portimao, it was unbelievable, the bike that Eugene brought it back. The mechanics were saying there was no oil fluid left in the front brake, so I think another lap and he wouldn't have made it. So yeah, he was lucky to even grab some points. But like I say, he's had an unbelievable season, 6 wins, and he just had a little bit of bad luck, but hopefully he'll still pull the championship out of the bag.
Okay, well guys, we have just heard the whistle go, the pit lane is open. We'll let you go, thank you very much. Michael Laverty, John Laverty, the two Laverty brothers, they are going